Whoopsie daisy. Nobody wants to see that. She knows too much about. Nothing matters. Go ahead. Yeah, excuse me. Never ready. It's all about the voice anyway. Paranoia, paranoia. Everybody's trying to get me. Right, let's go for it. Camera mono. XLR line. XLR line. XLR line. XLR line. Mono. Mono. Sorry. I haven't set up my audio properly. I thought I did. Look, I checked that. Someone was playing with it. 1, 2. So that's camera left. Mic. Camera left, camera right, camera mono. XLR line. Why is that not? Microphone on top. Oh, now we're getting wrapped up. Such a good cable for getting wrapped up in jobs. One, two. One, two. Hello. So if we put that to 3.5 mono mic. 3.5. I always get this wrong. Hello. Amadeus, sorry you had to sit through that. Right, we're live. We're finally ready to do this. Recording. The Phoenician Scheme, take 1. Beautiful. And people watching at home, this is a... Watch it on. Do I like me? Like... I was going to check if that is in focus actually. So that wasn't take 1. I'm a barefaced liar. Looks in focus. Yeah. Alright, this is the one. Now, the Phoenician Scheme, take 1. Welcome back. How do I start the YouTube video? Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Well, you've already seen the title and the thumbnail. So this week I saw the Phoenician Scheme, and now I'm going to give it a review. I'm going to do a plot in 60 seconds. I'm going to talk about the performances. I'm going to talk about the plot a bit more in depth. I'm going to talk about the Wes Anderson style and how it applied. I'm going to talk about the Wes Anderson style and how it was applied in this movie. And then finally, I'm going to give it my rating. So let's get into it. Usually we have to do a rock, paper, scissors, but Erin isn't here today, unfortunately. She didn't watch the Phoenician Scheme with me. So I don't know how to do a timer. We've got my Fitbit because I'm live streaming at home. Add a timer. 1 minute. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Zaza Korda is an international businessman who likes to cook the books, and it really annoys a lot of people. They call him Mr. 5% because he always gives you 5% on returns on an annual basis. Now, after yet another failed assassination attempt upon Zaza's life, After yet another failed assassination attempt on Zaza's life, he makes his daughter his sole beneficiary in his will under the condition that she finishes and completes the Phoenician Scheme. Now, he wants to try and complete this while he's still alive, but she is the plan B backup plan, and this is going to be his legacy here on after. So Zaza has a plan. So because he... rubbish! I need Aaron here. So Zaza... I think that's the gist of it. Time's up. Right, we're going to do one more because that was absolutely brown t-shirt sandwich. So Zaza Corda. Why am I getting so rubbish? I just won. So Zaza Corda is an international businessman. They call him Mr. 5%. He kind of cooks the books to make sure you get 5% returns every year. After yet another failed assassination attempt, he makes his daughter the sole beneficiary in his will, under condition that she finishes the Phoenician Scheme, and this will be his legacy after. Now Zaza has every intention of finishing the Phoenician Scheme. The Phoenician Scheme has to be put in place because international businessmen don't like Zaza and what he's doing to the world. He's taking money from the rich people's pockets, and as the Wolf of Wall Street proves, you should never go after the rich people because they'll come and bite you in the behind. So Zaza has a clear plan of negotiations that he has to meet to complete the Phoenician Scheme and not go bankrupt. He has margins that he has to stay within, and we just follow Zaza on his entertaining journey, meeting all the people that he's agreed with. Ooh, I think it was close. I'll take that one. So the performances. All the performances were good. Benicio del Toro played the lead character, Zaza, and my favourite of the movie was Michael Cera as Bjorn. I don't know whether it was the Scandinavian accent or what it was, but really entertained me. I've always been a fan of Michael Cera, and it was sad to see when he left the limelight for so long. I'm gonna have to search who his daughter was played by because I can't remember. Scarlett Johansson is closer as well. Well, as always with Wes Anderson cast, it's a star-studded team. So there was Benedict Cumberbatch, Bill Murray. Obviously, they played actually pretty minor roles. Scarlett Johansson as usual. Tom Hanks. Richard Ayoade cropped up. Big fan of Richard Ayoade. But the lead was played by Benicio del Toro. He did a great job, in fairness. That's not my criticism, is not the performances. I think in a lot of movies lately, it's not been the performances, it's just been the standards of movies I'm just really not impressed with. But the standard of movies lately has just not really been that impressive. The performances, all solid performances. There was no bad performances, but I just think, I don't know, I'm struggling to find the words. I'm going to have to do it through interpret dance, the lowest form of art. So, my criticism with the plot. Now, Wes Anderson films, they're more an exploration of character, and the plot is secondary to the movie. But I found the plot in this film was so linear, and even like shoved in your face how linear it was. It was actually anti-clockwise, because he drew a map of everywhere where he had to visit to tick off each different section of the Phoenician scheme, and he had a margin of error that he was able to renegotiate his budget. He had what he wanted and then what he could actually afford without going bankrupt in the end. And it was person A, person B, C, D, E. Box ticking exercise. There was no like back and forth, and it just accumulated friends as it went along. I think that's fine, but then the like Wes Anderson films, they've always been about characters and comedy, and the Wes Anderson films have always been really the characters in Wes Anderson films have always been so well fleshed out, and so there's been so much depth, but they've been so entertaining and so contrasting. They're so memorable, like all the Royal Tenenbaums, or from the what was the other one with Bill Murray? So memorable, I can't even remember the name of it. Oh, so there's the Royal Tenenbaums, The Life Aquatic, Grand Budapest Hotel. Like, as soon as you think of them, you can see the characters, not necessarily the plot, which I think is Wes Anderson's style, in fairness. But I think in this movie, it just came across as being Wes Anderson Lite, and the character, it didn't have that wit that all Wes Anderson films do. I think I laughed out loud on one occasion, whereas usually it's just his quirky turns of phrase or observations, but I just felt it just wasn't here in this. And I think it's been like that for the last few Wes Anderson films, to be honest. So there's been The Phoenician Scheme, Asteroid City, didn't really rate. No, I didn't rate it at all, to be honest. And The French Dispatch. Again, now, he has got a very unique style of filmmaking, which I think is more impressive to stick with that. But this film, it just overall felt like Wes Anderson Lite, because the sets, they were amazing, but they didn't pop like the usual Wes Anderson sets do. And then the cinematography was very static compared to what if you think of the classical Wes Anderson, that it's so choreographed with the camera moving, all the movements are so deliberate. This just seemed very static, symmetrical, just minimal, really Wes Anderson Lite. And the same with the script writing, the dialogue, it didn't have that sharp back and forth that Wes Anderson movies usually do. And like I said, I think it's been like that for the last 3 films. I think really since the Grand Budapest Hotel. Oh no, the Isle of Dogs. I think since the Isle of Dogs, it hasn't really had a blockbuster, showstopper, whatever you want to call it, movie. So that would be my criticism. Let me just refer to my notes, but I think I've got most of it. Has anyone watched it at home? So now we're going to get into my rating of this film, and as you can guess, it's probably not going to be the highest. So on a rating of, if you're looking at this, so on a rating of Asteroid City to Grand Budapest Hotel, I'm going to have to give it a 6. So on a rating of Asteroid City to Grand Budapest, so from a rating of Asteroid City to Grand Budapest Hotel, this is going to be a 6 from me. So if you enjoyed this review, please give a comment below if you've seen it. If you've seen the Phoenician Scheme and you agree or disagree with what I have to say, please leave a comment down below and hit that subscribe button. It would really mean the world to me. And as always, thanks for coming. If you're watching at home, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it if you do. I'm going to wrap up there, folks. 15 minutes, that was good. I think I said everything I want to say. Thanks for listening. Guess the colour of my do I connect with these kids? help me get to 900 subscribers. Please. If the 16 people watching could all subscribe, that would be a massive way towards. Subs. Great, what we got coming up today? Today's gonna be the day. Today we are doing 28 days later, the beach. The beach at 1 o'clock. They're on about 3. Go complete. Yup. So subscribe and hit the bell and all that jazz. So everybody watching at home, please hit that subscribe button. I'm going to leave it there because I've got to go for a run. Takes a lot of effort to look this rubbish.